Audio test, audio test. And welcome, guys. Hello, guys. Hello and welcome to another stream. Everything's looking good up there. Yes. Oh, I need to change the airport, so let me do that quickly. We're on the ground in Echo Golf X-Ray Zulu, and first flight today we're heading down to Echo Golf November Victor. There we go. Excellent. Bit of a short one the first flight, and then a bit longer after that. Anyway, guys, that is that then. I still need to twiddle around with this overlay a little bit. Having some slight, there we go, slight issues. Ever since having to remake that overlay, everything else looking good, yeah? Yep, excellent. That is all it, then that's all good. I'm going to get the desktop audio enabled here as well. As you can see, guys, we are here in Topcliffe Air Base, and it is raining. Welcome to the UK, second week running now. Rain. And I've looked up how to get rain in FSX, and it's a little bit like kind of confusing. Let's try one thing that someone suggested is DirectX 10. Oh, I have to restart the flights then. We will leave that then. But yeah, I don't know. There's a few different people who keep saying what you should do. And it's a little bit odd. I don't know what to do. I don't really know, honestly. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. I don't know. We're not going to get rain in FSX, I guess. It's a bit weird why it never pops up on the windscreen. Never mind. We can see it in the surroundings anyway. So we'll go now to right. I'm being stupid. Here you go. Fuel and payload. And we're going to be taking, let's say, 55% of the tank is usually enough. Excellent. Activate that. So we now have some fuel on board. So let's go ahead and activate those two. And, I don't know, the plane doesn't seem to come alive. I don't know why the plane doesn't decide to come alive. It's a bit of a weird one. There. I was talking about the speed brakes. But yeah, I don't know, this airplane doesn't seem to come alive. I guess I'm missing something. Obviously, it doesn't really matter, because I can just press Control and E, and that will sort out my problems. There we go. Let it power up. Yeah, and then cut the engines. I will start Fly UK's Skytrack. There we go. Start that. So today we have an 18-mile flight down to Echo Golf November Victor, and then a 54-mile flight then down to Echo Golf November Charlie. So not bad. It's a little bit rainy, obviously. So we're departing here from Topcliffe Air Base, and we're heading over to the first flight, Echo Golf. Echo Golf November Victor. There we go. Oh, Durham Tees Valley Airport. VFR Direct. 2,500 feet maybe. Altitude allows it. I will have a quick look at active sky. Clouds are broken at 6,000, so we could potentially go a little bit higher. So I'll allow it for 3,500. I'll have a look at the weather down in Durham Tees Valley. Yeah, Teesside International. We've got a few clouds at 1,000. It's not raining apparently, which is interesting considering it's only 20 miles away, but there we go. I'll have to wait and see, I guess. It looks like there's some stronger clouds, so let's go ahead and set 2,500. I'll have to wait and see. I mean, I know we get weather reports and things, but it seems to be just play it as you get it, really. Save that there. We're here now. I'll go ahead and set up my altitude on the other side, and then we'll go ahead and set up our... Right, there you go. Put it onto rain mode, and we want 20 nautical mile range. So we'll need to put it up a little bit. There we go, 20 nautical mile range. Everything's all good on there then. And we want to go ahead and bring up the ATC then. Get a nice little bit going there. We have got ground online. This airport does actually have, ground and all that. So request taxi departing straight out. Oh, I forgot I turned the voice off because of what happened last stream in Tel Aviv. We had some slight bugginess. Runway 21. We are on runway 21 right now, aren't we? I selected take me to active runway, and I don't know what it did. No, we're not on runway 21. Okay, we'll taxi down there now then. Because there's no stands here at this airport, so I just got it to take me to active runway, which obviously wasn't right. Right, acknowledge taxi clearance, then we'll taxi down to runway 21 then, to get ourselves out of here. And flaps 1 is set for takeoff as well, by flaps position 1. So yeah, we're going to take off now down to runway 21, which I think is that runway there, by the looks of those arrows. Oh boy, it's even further. We've got a long taxiway on our hands. Oh boy, it's the other side of the airport. It's basically the opposite of the runway we were just lined up on. Right, I'm not taxiing all of that. That is a long taxi. Right, go to airport. No. That's later. Here we go. Topcliffe, runway 21. I'm not taxiing the whole way. You can forget that now. There we go.
Top left round, Mooney,
I'm not taxiing halfway across the airport for that.
Taxi for takeoff, departing straight out.
But it has reset a few things. Actually, we replaced B as well to make sure our altimeter is set correctly. Cool. Good. We're on runway 21 now, correctly. Everything's all ready to go, so perfect. Well, we can just request takeoff clearance straight away because we're already on runway 21. And we're taxiing straight out from here, I think, mostly. Initial power and then full power takeoff. Away we go. Plane's going to start building some speed now. I'm actually being chucked around here a little bit. Does it even have a rudder? If it did have a rudder, maybe I could use it. I think I'm using it now. And we'll rotate it there. I need rudder pedals, right. Flaps can come in, maybe that was a bit early actually. We'll start turning ourselves around to the right. It's a very short flight today, so nothing much. And we'll be contacting the next airport literally straight away. Right, getting altitude pretty nice here, just sort of basically trying to maintain this. It's a little bit bumpy actually. So, okay, turn it back on course. But yeah, flying down to Durham Tees Valley International, otherwise known as Teesside International now. I don't think, in real life it's not even that busy, but the AI packs I'm using, they stopped support for them in like 2017. So a lot of them are no newer than 2015 even. So they're quite out of date really. I didn't put the gear up. We'll do that now. Totally slipped my mind. It wouldn't really matter if you left it down though, it's such a short flight. I forgot to start the clock as well, that's my own fault. Never mind, it's such a short flight, doesn't matter. So we're in the air now. I'll enable autopilot now. Actually, you know what, do we even need autopilot even for altitude? I mean, it's such a short flight, I can just do it myself. This thing's actually pretty nice to control with the yoke. It's actually a pretty stable aircraft, unlike some of the others that I fly. You know what now, we'll bother with autopilot, but I won't bother using it for heading and things, just feet per minute. So we're climbing at 500 feet per minute, nice steady climb, allows us to build some speed up. We will be handed off from the tower at some point, hopefully, by FSX ATC in order to contact, well, they might have a tower, because it's Durham Tees Valley. I'm guessing it will have a tower of some sort. We're going to go ahead and go to the nearest airport list, and then it'll be here, Durham Tees Valley, and they have a tower. So we'll go ahead and request landing. They have an ATIS as well, so fairly big airport. Right, we've been given runway 05. We're currently at a heading of 020, so that's looking okay. Altimeter's correct. Perfect. It's nice to be flying into a bit of a bigger airport. And after this, we're on our way to Carlisle then. Just a bit of a longer flight, Carlisle, 54 miles as opposed to Durham Tees Valley, which is a lot shorter. As you can see there, 13 miles. Hang on a minute. This is set to 20-mile range, and I can't see it, and it's 13 miles away. Does anyone want to explain how that math works? Because I don't know how that math works. That's confusing math right there. That doesn't add up, honestly. And then if I turn it up, there you go. That's actually about 15 miles, even though it says 30. Maybe it means overall that's 30. Oh, that's not typically what 30-mile range means, but, you know, we'll ignore that. So we're now at a heading of 010. We're aiming for that runway there, look. Because these are the two runways, so we're aiming for that runway. So we'll try and get ourselves on a course with this blue, maybe. I don't know if that's, I think that's the airspace possibly for Durham Tees Valley. So we'll aim to go ourselves maybe alongside this curve. Oh, there you go, using that blue one, look, we can get ourselves, maybe follow that blue along. I don't really know what all those different squares and things means. I think they're different, like, airspaces and things, but I'm not totally sure what they mean exactly. Also, I need to make sure this is actually set to GPS. There we go. That means I can actually follow the correct path. Perfect. So yeah, it shouldn't be too long now. Like 9.5 miles left now until we are touching down. Should be a pretty nice little flight, this one, really. Nice and calm. Weather has, I mean, it's still raining, despite Active Sky's claims. Active Sky does claim that it's not raining right now in Teesside. Winds are 100 at 9 knots. QNH, you know, pretty nice standard, 29901, 1013. But yeah, I mean, apparently the clouds are a few at 1100 feet. I don't think this is the office weather's accurate, you know. Right, I believe that, there you go, that there is Durham Tees. What on earth? That's a long runway to be seen in this plane. Okay. That's a really long runway. I think I'm just not used to seeing runways that long in this plane, but we'll get ourselves turned to the left then. I don't really get how we can fly right base, or any base in fact. I mean, technically we're flying left base. If we're flying right base, we'd have to do... Yeah, that doesn't work, but you know. yeah, I don't know, despite the weather's reports, the weather's actually quite nice for VFR flying today. Right, we'll get ourselves down to 2,000 feet, just a short little descent to get ourselves ready for landing. Push back on the throttle a little bit. We're getting ourselves in pattern here on the crosswind of the airport. Cleared to land runway 5. So we've been cleared to land, which is nice. We'll keep descending like this for now, and then yeah, it's a very nice airport. Look at that. I mean, and we have got a little bit of AI on the ground. We've got is that a TNT Cargo Airlines? I think. I always find it quite funny they call the cargo company TNT. It's like they contain dynamite. Like when I see a TNT truck, I'm like, is that carrying dynamite? I don't know. It's a bit old. I don't know why they called it TNT. There must be a reason. Right, slowing down. We'll drop gear now, full flaps, and start slowing this thing down. I think we are going a little too quick. Never mind. We're okay. And go ahead and take the autopilot out now. It's a little bit bumpy. I believe the rain. No, the rain's still going. Apparently, even though the weather report says it isn't raining. There we go. I can argue with that. I don't get how Active Sky gets its own weather wrong. That's what confuses me. How is that possible? How can Active Sky get its own weather wrong? Like, it's Active Sky that downloads the weather into the sim, and it's Active Sky that gives me the weather. How can they be different? They're both from Active Sky. Like, how can it... Oh, I don't know, it confuses me. So, according to Active Sky, it shouldn't be raining. But according to the weather that Active Sky loaded in, it is raining. Like, does that make any sense at all? Right, flaps are full, gear is down, we're all good then. For a landing. Probably one of the best approaches I've ever done with VFR flying this. I've actually managed to correctly position myself on the approach. Not bad. We're a little bit high, maybe. We're a little bit high? I'd say we're a little bit high, never mind. And we can actually taxi to some general aviation parking here as well. And I can't lie, I don't know how busy that's going to be. We'll have to contact an ATC centre of some kind before reaching Carlisle, because it's 54 miles, so it's over that sort of 35-mile boundary where you can get away with not contacting any ATC outside of the airport you're flying in and out of. Right, it's a nice long runway, so it shouldn't really matter where we touch this thing down. So we'll try and aim for a nice landing at least then, I guess. This thing is quite flyable actually. It's quite nice to fly. I think it's because I've had a few weeks of flying. I had a week last week, obviously, of flying that Dash 8. So I've got to know how small planes fly a bit more. Minus 238. And minus 48. Whoa, why is this plane bouncing so much? I think we were a little too quick there on landing. I mean, remember, this thing doesn't like... above 60 knots, this thing basically has no brakes. So really our landing speed should be somewhere just above there. So, right, we've been told to turn next taxiway. Now, where is the general aviation parking? Because that will determine whether I taxi left or right. It's going to be left. That's where all the parking is. I don't know what's to the right then. There's literally nothing apart from a few hangars. So we'll taxi off to the left here and taxi in. There's a business jet on the ground here. And we've got a little, TNT cargo. Looks like a BA 146, British Aerospace 146. Pretty nice. Pretty nice plane, that. Quite old-fashioned. As is the normal for cargo. Yes, stop moaning. They do this ATC in FSX. They keep telling you to, like, vacate, because they just assume that you, like... They don't understand there's no taxiway for a little bit. But yeah, it's somehow raining at the airport where it isn't raining, look. Anyone want to question that? Right, over to ground. And request taxi to parking. There we go. And we should get some taxi clearance. So I want to go. There you go. General aviation parking. And we'll turn to the left now, like so. And we'll taxi down here, and we're going to park up right next to that little biz jet, I think. Might be quite a long taxi on the way out. I don't know, depends on what runway, but I'm guessing they're going to give us that runway, obviously. Not bad. Not bad at all. If the weather's updated half hourly, I might actually get a weather update now, I don't know. Have to see. But yeah, not bad. Welcome everyone to Durham Tees Valley. That's the first flight on today's list completed. We've got one more to be doing yet, though. And that is the longer flight over to Carlisle. 54 miles. Right, taxi in here then. I don't know how big an airport because in real life, Carlisle, I think, has only just started accepting commercial aviation. I think Logan Air fly there. So obviously, you know, this is set on what, 2006, I think it's set in. Oh, did the rain just stop? Nice. Well, it took that long to get in the message. Oh, hang a minute. The rain stopped and then immediately started again. What other message could say welcome to the UK? Right. Cut the fuel. Nice. We're all parked up now. Perfecto. And we can go ahead and stop Skytrack. Flew 21 miles in the end. Not bad. And I'll go ahead and start the next one straight away. Perfect. And we want to go ahead and go to Flight Planner now and plan our next flight. So we are going Echo. We're at Echo Golf November Victor, Durham Tees Valley. Heading down to Echo Golf November Charlie. Yes, which is Carlisle. We should find, there you go, direct VFR. We should find it's about 54 miles. Yep. We're going to cruise. We're going to go for 3,500 at the moment. We'll see how that progresses. This thing's 17 minutes, so it'll be more like 20. But I'll just get down there. Right. Perfect. Save that. Perfect then. Why does the rain keep, like, it must be a confliction with Active Sky. Maybe it thinks, maybe there's an airport very close to here where it's raining, according to Active Sky. We are having some slight weirdness. Over in Carlisle, it is actually raining. QNH down there is 2989er. Winds 9-6 at 7. It's not normally that precise, but I'll give it that. We have actually had a weather update for Teesside. That's what's done that. Fine then. Well, that's it then. I'll go ahead and update my overlay quickly. EGNV over to EGNC. There we go, 54 miles. And press B, make sure the ultimate is all set. It is perfect. Well, listen, grab the ATIS quickly. Information alpha. There is updates like every 5 minutes. Wind 093 at 8 knots. Perfect. Got a few clouds at 1,100, although that doesn't seem to be accurate. Okay, temperature's 12 degrees. Perfect. Ultimate is 29901. And yeah, still using runway 5. So we'll go ahead and go to request taxi. Departing straight out. Just check the new flight plan's been loaded. It has. So we can go ahead and press Shift and P, start pushing ourselves back. Press Control and E, and that'll start ourselves. We're going to start the engines up and flaps / position set there. And we'll go look at our taxi clearance. Away we go then. And stop it right there. It's so dumb, Matt, when you press Shift and P, like with the parking brake, the plane just does like a little wheelie. It's so dumb. Welcome to FSX Physics Land. Right, up to 3,500 feet we're going to be doing today, I think. just initial sort of 500 feet per minute climb. Because, obviously 2,500 will work, but since it's such a long distance, may as well go up to 3,500. It doesn't really matter in a VFR plane like this, just stay out the clouds. And I believe clouds are, well, here at Newcastle, broken at 4,000. So as long as we stay below that level, we should be alright. We should be okay with clouds, which is good. We don't want clouds. So we'll head down taxiway now, heading down Alpha, which then turns into Delta, all the way down to the runway. Bit of a long taxi, bear in mind. Pretty nice. It's quite a nice little airport, this. Doesn't look too bad. Looks quite nice. I don't know what that sort of smoke is coming off the back of our plane. It happens quite often at some airports. Who knows why or what? I don't really understand, but there we go. Once again, welcome to FSX Physics Land. Population craziness. Anyway, why is that airspace pink then there? It's like an airspace within an airspace. I'm guessing we're quite close to Newcastle Airport, considering we're in Teesside. No, actually, Teesside is Teesside's not Newcastle, but it's EGNT, and this is EGNV. Generally, airports with the same sort of code are quite close. The only exceptions I can actually think of, though, you've got EGGP and EGGD, which is Bristol and Liverpool, and they are nowhere near each other. So that one, I guess, doesn't work out. But generally, ones that follow the same pattern are very close. For example, EGLC and EGLL for Heathrow and London City. They're very close to each other. EGKA and EGKK, I'm pretty sure it's Biggin Hill. And Gatwick, again, very close to each other. And obviously, now you've got EGNC and EGNV, Carlisle, Durham Tees Valley, EGNT, Newcastle. They do tend to be quite close to each other. So the Bristol and the whole Bristol and Liverpool thing, they're not close together, but they have got quite very similar code. But I guess that's an exception to the rule. There's always exceptions, aren't there? So that's probably what that is. Anyway, we've taxied along here, waiting to get onto the runway, really. Da 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 da. Waiting. Oh yeah, and another one. EGPD Aberdeen, EGPE Inverness. They're about 60-70 miles apart, maybe 90. Again, so that rule is consistent. I think the whole EGP thing, that's like most of the airports in Scotland, though. Like EGPH, Edinburgh. I think it's EGPK or EGPG. One of those two is Glasgow, Prestwick. Obviously, you've got Glasgow, Prestwick, and I think you've got Glasgow International. I think you've got those two. Right, on to runway 5 then. Request takeoff clearance.
Mooney, Golf, Charlie, Hotel, India, Lima, ready at runway 5, departing straight out.
Cool, been cleared for takeoff. Good, because I'm already lined up. Oh dear.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 5, Mooney, Hotel, India, Lima.
And there we go. It'll be a left turn after takeoff. Right. And away we go. Airspeed is live on our plane. Push the nose down, because that's our best form of rudder, is making sure the nose wheel can steer us. Whoa! I mean, is the back of the plane actually lifted off? That's amazing. Right, away we go. I did not know it would actually do that. There we go. Learn something every day. Right, positive rate, gear up. Let's get ourselves out of this place and start turning round to the left. Start gaining some altitude. There you go. Ease the plane down. And start gaining some speed. And retract the flaps as well. Got ourselves on course then with GPS. Autopilot can turn on. Lag. Oh dear. So autopilot's got control of the altitude now. I've got control of the heading now. I need to make sure we try and stay out these clouds. I don't exactly know what their altitude is, but it's interesting. Getting bumped around a little bit, not the best of weather in that sense. It's a little bit bumpy. Right, we're passing 700 feet now, so trying to gain some decent altitude here, but who knows? These planes are never the best at getting altitude, are they? And we will turn to the right. We go approaching 1,000 feet. We're leaving Towers airspace. We'll go ahead and contact, well, probably London Centre or approach. They go Teesside departure. We'll go ahead and request flight form. Obviously, we can't contact Carlisle until 30 miles out. We're still 50 miles out, so we do have to contact some form of ATC. They're going to tell us to set a escort code. So the escort code will get set automatically. There you go. Altimeter 29901 already set. We are on course now and climbing. Clouds aren't looking too bad. It's a little bit bumpy. We might get handed off to centre at some point if we leave airspace. I don't know whether that airspace is Teesside departure. I don't really know. It might be, it might not. Yeah, this thing's very slow at climbing at 500 feet per minute. I guess it's, 500 feet per minute. It kind of says it, really, doesn't it? In fact, maybe we should give it 700 feet per minute, because we've gained quite a bit of speed. Whoa, this turbulence isn't the nicest for little small planes like us. The Mooney Bravo does not appreciate turbulence. I will say that. Does not like it. Don't like it at all. But we're able to maintain 700 feet per minute and still a decent airspeed, so I don't really mind. I do wonder in this plane, because planes like this can actually cruise up to 15,000 feet, I think. Some planes. I don't know what. Let's have a look. I think the Beach Baron can go up to 20,000, but I don't know about the Mooney. Mooney Bravo surface ceiling. The Mooney M20, that's not it. The Mooney Bravo, here you go. It might be the M20, I don't know. Does it say anywhere about the info? I'm looking, here you go. Oh dear. Maximum cruise, flight level 250. What? Yeah, that's mad. That is mad. So, using that logic, if it can actually go up to 250, I don't know. This thing would take an age to get there. I don't know how you'd climb this thing that high, actually. Maybe you'd have to take... Again, those surface ceilings are a bit weird in terms of... obviously there's a surface ceiling. And you're meant to... And you are meant to... that's like, you can't go any higher than that. But generally you wouldn't go up to surface ceiling. It's based on the weights of the aircraft. Often pushing it up to its surface ceiling isn't a good idea. Right, it's actually getting quite cloudy here, so obviously below 3,000 we don't have to cruise at something ending in 500 feet, so I am permitted to go at 3,000 because, this weather, I don't want to go really into the clouds if I can't help it. You know what, 3,500 might be a better idea. That might get us above the clouds, in between the two layers. Right, nav can go ahead and go on now. It's such a long flight, I may as well let the plane handle itself. It's not the best of weather out of Durham Tees Valley here today. It was on the first flight. The weather was a little bit nicer. Not having quite as much luck with this one. Now weather down in Carlisle. Let's have a look. Weather in Carlisle. It is raining apparently. Winds 087. That is so precise. At 11. Pressure is 2989 at altimeter. Obviously, I know they use QNH in real life in the UK is because the flight sim uses altimeter. It's 10 degrees, so not too bad on that front. It's just raining. Clouds got a few at 1500, broken at 5600. So it seems this we're actually in between cloud layers here. That's interesting. Right, we're at 3500 now, which is nice. Very nice. Hopefully we can try and break out these clouds at some point. We're still 40 miles out, so I can't contact Carlisle just yet. Obviously we are flying IFR right now, so, well, not really IFR, it's follow the line, but we're still flying VFR. But obviously I have got some capability that means I can fly through clouds and be okay. Pull back the power a little bit now. We're at cruise, save a bit of fuel. Did a pretty good ground speed here, 195 knots. And given, you know, that's a pretty nice tailwind. Given the knots we've got on, that's nice. Well, that's its true airspeed, that's its ground speed, but who knows. What's our actual ground speed? 197, yes. It is right over to Manchester Centre. This is going to tell us now. We're actually approaching 30 miles out, not just yet though. Still got 6 miles left.
Manchester Centre, Mooney, Golf, Charlie, Hotel, India, Lima, with you, 3,500.
Right, altimeter. Oh, obviously this is Manchester Centre, so it's very busy. So we'll have to watch all the other AIs that are in the area. They're going to be clocking up the frequency just a little bit. Our altimeter is 2992, so I'll set that. That's not really changed our altitude at all, but yeah. They might get a little bit busier now in terms of AI communication. A little bit of turbulence, not too bad. Right, we are approaching 30 miles out, so I can contact Carlisle at some point now. ETA is about 10 minutes from now. I forgot to start the clock again. That makes twice now today. Next stream now for VFR. We're actually only going to be doing one flight, so it'll be a bit of a shorter stream again. And I'll be doing 2 flights a week after that, and then just the 1 flight, and that'll finish the tour. This is week 4 out of 7. So after this, we've got just 3 more streams on this UK tour. Now, after we finish this UK tour, I really don't know what we're going to do. Oh, it started raining again. Oh, nice. Obviously, yeah, we are currently in a patch of rain. Well, in Carlisle, it's raining, so obviously I did expect it to start raining along the way at some point, and we are closing in on Carlisle. The rain's looking all good. It's very cloudy out here. I can see, but not quite as much as I'd like to, really. It's a nice plane this, so I'm glad we decided to do the Mooney Bravo. You know, it makes a nice change to the Beach Baron. It's quite nice having the glass cockpit as well, because it means, 1, I don't have to have a GPS on my second monitor, and 2, you guys can then see that GPS. Instead of me just talking about things, you can actually see it. It's quite nice. Right, we are now 30 miles away, so I'll go ahead and nearest airport list, and then Carlisle. They have a tower. Let's grab the 80s first.
Carlisle Airport information, November 10150, wind 0901 at 11, visibility greater than 20 miles, in light rain.
Light rain.
1,600 scattered, 2,700 scattered. Temperature 10.8. Altimeter
Runway 7. That is quite far off our current heading.
Landing and departing runway 7. VFR aircraft, say direction of flight. Carlisle Tower, Mooney, Golf, Charlie, Hotel, India, Lima is 27 miles southeast with November to land.
So here you go, runway 7, altimeter is 29901 right now, there we go. Make right traffic, apparently. I'm not actually in range of this place on here. He said make right try and then he meant right downwind. Like, which one is it? Make your mind up. I can't really see what the runway is from that distance, so kind of useless. Oh, there's some thick cloud here. Not nice. But yeah, we'll be aiming to come to, yeah, runway 7, they've said there. Runway 7, so we'll see what we've got. We are currently facing almost in the opposite direction to 7, that's roughly 07 heading, and we're facing that way, so pretty much a full turn. The opposite of runway 7 will be, you know, like runway 27, runway 28, something like that. I'm not very good at the maths. I know there's a set amount. 4, 5, 6, there you go, 7. And that leads across to there, so 25, 26, 27, yeah. That doesn't make any sense though. 27 is 09. Runway 26? I don't know, no. 30, seriously, I'm not very good at this. The whole, you know, which runway, what side thing. Don't question. We're getting rocked around a little bit here. We're still 20 miles out, so not time to start planning for any kind of approach yet. But yeah, not bad. It looks quite nice out there. Well, not nice. Bit cloudy, bit too cloudy really. What about, actually, let's descend to 2,500, maybe get out some of this cloud. It's a bit too cloudy for my liking. Hey, hello in the chat. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream. Obviously, right, we've got... Okay, it's still 17 miles out at the moment. Drop the speed a little bit, weird. Forgot we started descending a little bit there. Not bad out here. Whoa. Plane just rocked then to the right, if anyone saw that. Oh, there go, is the rain again. Welcome to the UK, once again, it starts raining. Yeah. Doing a pretty nice ground speed here, 200 knots. It's pretty quick. I think we've got a bit of a tailwind. Let's have a look at Active Sky. Active Sky is saying we have a 14 knot 14 knot. It says headwind, but it says minus 14, which means tailwind. It's a bit confusing. I'm going to have to investigate this work, but this bug, by the way. I'm not getting chat. Chat is not appearing on my phone. It's so weird. I missed someone commenting like last week on my stream, and it's happening here as well. I don't know what's happened, but it's weird. It must be that I'm clicking on my streams. I'm clicking on them like differently now, so I click on them before they go live on my phone. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It's a bit weird. Right, we are approaching Carlisle Airport now. Obviously, runway 7 we've been given by ATC, which is, well, opposite direction really. That's where we are now. If I turn down the range, it'll be out of range, but I can't really... Actually, if I clear the clutter, there you go, declutter, that should allow me to see the airport runway. So that's the runway we want there, the one that's facing in that direction. So we're probably like... We've been told to make... Well, lag. What was all that lag about? A big airport must have just loaded in somewhere. Yeah, there's loads of AI about, so something must have just loaded in. What's this? HS125. I'm not sure what that is. I mean, who knows? Oh, I had to reload in the terrain then. That's... Whoa, I did not realise how close we were to terrain. Otherwise I would have stayed at 3,500 rip. That's a bit odd. Yeah, I don't know, obviously because of our loads in clouds, the clouds can sometimes like change how they load it. It freaks out Active Sky if I move about in the map. and then moves suddenly back to its original position. It gets confused. Yeah, so EGNC, that's Carlisle. We'll turn round. I'll go ahead and disable the nav now. We can go ahead and turn ourselves to the left. We'll make left traffic of the airport because the instructions that ATC give you don't make any sense. You can't making right downwind would be a bit confusing, and it probably wouldn't be right downwind. No, it would. No, it would probably be. It's actually left base, but you know, or something. It does confuse me a little bit, the whole downwind, upwind kind of instructions from ATC, because I don't tend to fly VFR with proper controllers, and I'm not trusting what FSX ATC says to learn because you can't trust it. I mean, if you go into FSX and expect to learn how to fly a plane properly using the default planes and the default ATC, you're out of luck. Sadly, luckily the new Microsoft Flight Sim, you know, will hopefully fix that. The new, obviously they've unveiled an A320 for it that looks absolutely amazing, and PMDG have said they are going to cover third-party support hopefully as well for the 737, 747, 777, and I think it was a DC-9 or something, some old plane, maybe an MD-11 or something, I'm not sure totally, but that would be pretty cool if they can do that. Right, we're making left of the airport for the runway. We're at 2,500 already, you know, let's go down to 2,000. This isn't Carlisle approach, and that's one of those small airports that have the same, like the same approach tower and ground frequency, like all mixed together maybe, because that does happen. Right, there is our airport. Runway 7 is that runway there, I think, so just make to the left of the airport slightly, and then we'll try and loop ourselves round like we did at the last airport. And last airport we did a pretty nice approach, so aim for something better this time, just a little bit slower to get a good landing, because if you touch down anything more than 100 knots in this thing, it just bounces straight back up in the air. It doesn't want to touch down yet. It's like, no, I'm going too fast, I'm not in the mood. Oh yeah, we've just been cleared to land. Again, the way they clear you to land, I mean, that's a little bit early, honestly. But no mind. Oh, lag again. Right. Well, it's not bad actually. I mean, despite the clouds, we're still getting 55 FPS here. Despite recording and having clouds. I don't know, these planes that come with FSX, they're so good on FPS. And then you drop the quality wing 787 or the PMDG in here, and that'll drop straight to 35. Especially with all the clouds. It's weird. I don't tend to have rain when I'm flying the proper planes, and then as soon as I fly the default ones, we have rain. Although I think it has been raining a lot in this game, like lately, hasn't it? In active sky and real world, really. It seems to have been raining quite a bit, because obviously we had rain on our flight into Bergen last Sunday. That was interesting. Although rain still doesn't appear on the wind shear, which is a shame. Right, altitude, total autopilot can come out now. Yeah, I've had quite I've got some decent work. Oh, is that runway 7? Which one's runway 7? This is what I could do. I was thinking earlier, there's this thing called, like, I think it's called, like, RAAS Professional, RAAS, and it basically gives you, like, it says what runway you're approaching. I'm thinking that I could really do with that. Yeah, I don't know, work's not been too bad for me. Just daily, really, just sticking to it. Yes, home learning for everyone watching. Right, drop our gear, flaps can go to 4. I need to slow down a bit more again. I'm a little bit too high. I haven't really, I think maybe I should have continued a little bit longer, although the runway threshold's so massive, I think it is a little bit false. I'm thinking, well, I need to be down by the beginning of the runway, but nope, there's a runway threshold that is half the size of the runway, so I don't know why it's that long. Obviously, typically you're not meant to land on that. Oh yeah, do forget that. Right, there you go, we're approaching the landing zone now. Let ourselves slow down. We are going way too quickly. This thing's just going to bounce straight back up in the air. Not a bad landing, not too rough, but keeping this thing on the ground is going to be... There you go. And obviously this thing doesn't have reversers, so... Plane, slow. It's a shame you need a computer to do the work. I mean, it is a little bit, because I know a lot of people don't have computers. Obviously, you know, it's a bit annoying, but I'm lucky I have computers, really. Right, vacate the runway then. To the left, there you go, contact... Oh, I forgot, I didn't see the taxiway there. Alright, are there any stands here, or not? There are, obviously, because they're allowing me to taxi to parking, so I'll do that. Yeah, we're here on the ground, not a bad landing, just a little quick. Taxi to parking, okay. Right, yeah, there aren't really proper... Hang a minute, why can't I turn on progressive taxi to let me know? Why do I have to request taxi again? Did something break? Is something going on here? I think it's the layout of the airport, maybe. I've never seen this before, so it's not... Oh, I don't know. There's meant to be a button saying, like, turn on progressive taxi, and it'll give me, like, lines to the... Think about it, what I mean, progressive taxi doesn't really describe what it does. So it's a bit silly, that. Yeah, who knows about that? Anyway, I don't know, I guess we'll just drive through at our own pace. Maybe we'll park by the hangar, since there aren't any proper stands. We haven't really been given taxi clearance anywhere, so may as well just park up along here, really. Park up like that. There we go. There's not really a stand anywhere. There's only the fuel stand, but if you park there, that'll fuel up your aircraft. So just park here, cut the fuel, and there we go. That is us here. Go ahead and stop recording the flight now. 61 miles we flew in the end. Not bad. A little bit more than planned. About 7 miles more than planned. So that's because of the approach. We'll bring this back in now. The autopilot panel. That's the wrong. There we go. Shifting 2. That gets rid of it. And that is us on the ground. We'll go ahead and get everything turned off now. And get the plane. There you go. Get rid of the ATC. That is us outside. You know what? Should I turn off active sky so we can actually see what it should look like with nice weather? There we go. There you go. That's what we're missing out on. Did I just drive through a hangar? I did not see that hangar there. Who knows? Anyway, that is it then for today. We've set the plane all finished with. I don't know why those lights are still on if this plane has no power, but it's somehow getting power. Magic plane. What if I turn off... There you go. Turn off those as well. There you go. So this thing should now officially have no power, and yet somehow those lights are on. We'll just ignore that. Anyway, that is us on the ground here in Carlisle. Next time, well, next stream, got a bit of an exciting week of streaming here. Streaming every single day this week. So Thursday afternoon, we are taking a A320, Eurowings A320 out of Innsbruck down to Ibiza. That'll be nice. Got some nice scenery for Ibiza as well. So and the Innsbruck scenery was quite nice for free scenery, really. Then on Saturday, Ibiza down to Gatwick, and then no, that's Friday. And then on Saturday morning, finally, we'll be taking a Jetstar Asia A320 from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam down to Singapore for a very nice Singapore Real Ops event on VATSIM. But anyway, guys, that is it for today. I hope everyone watching really enjoyed the stream. I will leave you with the ending and the background music. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!